and welcome to another episode of Remember When with Dionadoherty, a podcast where I, Dionadoherty, ask my guests to remember when, I'm out of breath already, remember when something happened in pop culture history. Fuck, it's like ASMR, had some sort of effect on them. I need to remind you about two things. First of all, there's a Patreon that you can join now, patreon.com/rememberwhen for extra exclusive content, including the Monday Mini Pod. And also, you can buy tickets to The Hindu, my second comedy play, at gblproductions.com. There was a cast announcement today, not today in your world, but today when I'm recording. So the cast has been announced. Brilliant cast, really funny. We had to read through yesterday. It wasn't as shit as I thought it was going to be. Delighted. You should come. Thanks very much. My guest today is social media comedy content creator who has amassed over 500,000 followers on
TikTok now.
On TikTok. It is Eric Roberts.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks very much.
What's the secret to getting 500,000 followers on TikTok without getting your dick out?
I have absolutely no idea. Who told you I don't get my dick out? You haven't seen too much of my content. No, I don't know. It was it's all very new to me and I don't really know what I'm doing myself, so there's no recipe to the success, I don't think.
How quickly did you get that amount of followers?
So I started in lockdown and I was posting for a couple of weeks dances and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, background and dancing, and that was, I kind of fell into comedy, and I remember.
Do you know, like the din, din, din?
No, I wasn't renegading.
That was the OG.
I used to professionally dance.
Oh,
so
did you?
I did, yeah. I've taught dancing for like 5 or 6 years.
I respect you a wee bit more than I did 30 seconds ago.
I'm retired. It's only after a couple of rums and cokes now that I throw some shapes. But it was very early on. I started posting dancing and stuff. It was my fiance that kind of pushed me into like, oh, you should download TikTok. And I was like, download TikTok.
Because that is the platform for dancing. Like genuinely, that is.
That's how it started off. Yeah, and it was. I posted a few dances and I had a couple of hits. And then one day I put up a joke. I says I was lying in bed last night and I couldn't sleep, and I was looking up at the stars and I thought to myself, where the fuck's my roof? I just spiral from there. Then when you have a taste for it.
Is that a joke you wrote?
No, absolutely
it's
not.
Like
I don't write any of my jokes. I steal
Lost
them all.
that respect again 2 minutes ago. It's going to be a roller coaster of a podcast.
Yeah. Dad tells me he gives me all my jokes, so I think he probably told me that one. But I bit the golden goose then. I had a taste for it, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just addicted from then.
What type of dancing did you do?
So it was like hip hop, robotics, and animations and stuff. Yeah.
Stop. What's animations?
So it was like kind of wavy stuff like this and
like body
like robotics kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh
body
my
popping.
God.
I know.
So
another lifetime.
But who does that in Letterkenny?
Not very many people, to be fair.
Who's teaching that in Letterkenny?
I got a lot of abuse growing up. Well, not growing up. I only started when I was about 20, but yeah.
That's even funnier.
Yeah, I was the lad that danced on a night
That's
out.
Class. I don't know any boys that dance except for Aaron Butler, and it's questionable.
He actually taught me.
So was there like hip hop and robotics classes in Letterkenny? Because that is something that surprises me hugely.
There wasn't really. It was kind of. I live in rural Ireland,
right.
So I had YouTube and playing outside. And when you're in your late teens, YouTube is more attractive. Do you know what I mean?
So you're like self-taught.
Self-taught, essentially, yeah.
And so this is really intriguing to me. What did you do with it? Like, is there competitions? Or were you just like, I'm the guy who dances?
So I didn't really do competitions per se, but we went on a show on Sky One. Myself and a friend of mine, Vinny McLaughlin, we went on a show on Sky One called Got to Dance.
Aye!
And we got a load of hits on YouTube and stuff, and we, like, living in rural Donegal, this was big news in the town. Like,
yes.
So we were kind of mini celebrities for a couple of months.
Was there, like, posters over, like... Bridges being
posters
like...
we made and hung up. Oh, yes, there was.
Vote for me. People driving past going, who's me?
Who is that guy? Yeah, that's Eric working in the shop. No, but it spanned over a couple of years. Then off the back of the show, we performed at weddings and nightclubs up and down the country and stuff. And we were actually going back to England a couple of times, and we started teaching classes. Then we realised very quickly we couldn't teach, but we managed to pull it off for about 3 years.
Right,
and then eventually people were like, no one's learned anything here, and we're like, right, we should probably stop.
Maybe they were shit.
And that's what I'm going to go with in future. Yeah. Just didn't have the talent there.
Shite.
No one was as good as I was.
Yeah.
No prodigies.
So you sort of went as a two-piece to weddings and performed.
We were like a duo. So you go to weddings in Ireland and there's river dance and stuff. So we went out and did robotics, and we wore tights. We wore tights and shorts because we thought we needed extravagant outfits. And we did that for about 5 or 6 years. It was a good time. Good time to be alive.
When you say tights and shorts, do you mean like a coloured pair of tights and a pair of GAA shorts?
A coloured pair of tights. There wasn't gas shorts. They were pennies bottoms that we had cut into shorts. Right. And we used to sit in the car at times.
Would it be cheaper to just buy shorts?
Probably would have been at the time, yeah. But we were professional dancers. You know, the money wasn't really rolling in.
Yeah. Do you know professional dancers always do that? I always think it's funny. Turn up one leg, one trouser leg. Do you ever see them when they're like...
Back in the step-up days.
Even, yeah, step up. But you know, like, even if you watch Strictly and they're like the professional dancers, when I went to BMC and studied performing arts, right? Say studied. There was a course called Performing Arts that I was in, and there was also a dance course, and all the dancers used to walk around with one of their joggers turned up on one leg.
And their boxers like tucked into their...
And everything all turned, and you'd be like, what are you doing? But later I learnt that is because then they can... somebody can follow their dance better because it's like, oh, that's the leg without the trouser.
I didn't know that myself, so there you go.
I don't know if I made that up as well.
I think you might have.
But it sounds right, doesn't it?
It does. It sounds. It's an interesting fact that I'm going to take with me now.
So then I presume you always wanted to perform.
I always kind of had it in me, but I never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing now. Do you know?
Yeah.
For me, I was in my career job. I was a special needs assistant, and I'm still.
Where are you?
I'm slowly kind of coming out of that now. I'm only just taking the leap into showbiz this year.
Is this in schools?
In schools, yes. I'm in a secondary school now at the minute, but I've been doing it now for about 8 years.
There's a secondary school in Letterkenny.
There is. There's a couple. There's a couple. Yeah.
So you do that as well, and you're transitioning from that.
Slowly making the jump. I mean, for me, coming into this, I never knew what it was, essentially. And I thought, it's a bit of a bubble and it won't really last. But kind of stuff...
It is.
As the ball rolls, I'm kind of like, maybe I do have to take the leap and just see where it can take me, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And this year I said... Last year I was just enjoying everything. I was like, holy shit, I'm getting to do all these amazing things. And this year I kind of said, right, what else can I do? So I'd love to do some maybe stand-up or maybe try acting. Or
this is the thing, because I've seen on your Instagram recently that you did acting workshop with Louise Kiley.
I did, and it was really interesting, and I didn't realise how much actually. I thought you would arrive and you'd do things.
No, we work very hard. Very hard. Louise Kiley is obviously the OG casting director. She's unbelievable. Like, she casts normal people and stuff.
Yeah,
incredible. Which is like one of the best shows ever. Lot of booking, but like still, that's why it's one of the best shows ever. It's really good. But so what did you take from that then? Like, you did this, so obviously it's a casting workshop about how to audition
yeah,
for
so
TV and film.
I went into it thinking that I was going to learn how to act. I didn't realise it was a very specific thing, and
There's different types of acting.
Yeah, I didn't know
Good
that.
and bad.
Yeah, but we sat down and there was maybe 8 or 12 of us, and people were saying where they came from and their backgrounds. Like, I studied theatre for 13 years and I've just now graduated. And someone else was, yes, I'm just out of Gaiety and I've graduated. And I says, I make TikToks.
Yeah, I'm just coming from doing this at a wedding.
Yeah, throw shapes sometimes. But I was definitely really underprepared and underqualified. But I got on well. I learned all my lines and I felt like I got into character. My script was a very serious one though, which didn't really suit me because I'm like, babe, where have you been all night? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like...
Why did you murder my ma?
Yeah. You cheated on me? You crazy? But they gave me a kind of funnier script then later on, and I really enjoyed that, and they said I kind of was
Did they issue you with a script to learn before?
Like 3 days beforehand.
And then, so the way I've done loads of them years ago too, and the way those work is you basically do a mock audition for the casting directors, and they give you feedback afterwards and let you know how they would have judged you should that have been a real audition for a real TV show. What was your feedback?
So initially it wasn't great because I was like, hey, honey, who are you texting? And they were like, no, Eric, you're really suspicious. And I was like, hey, who are you texting? Do you know what I mean? So it was kind of awful initially. But
smell the fart acting?
Yeah. By the end of the day, though, they said they were quite impressed.
That's a Friends reference in case you think I just farted.
Okay. I have actually no sense of smell.
Oh, well then that's lucky for you because I have just farted.
You can fart all you want. You could shit in my chest during the night and I wouldn't know.
Don't ask. Don't invite me to do that. I might just take
Follow the Patreon for more.
So your feedback wasn't great to start with? Not
initially, but then at the end of the day, they said that they were very impressed, having no theatre background and stuff, and that I fell into my character quite well. So I was like, sign me up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So so you want to pursue more acting than stand up?
So I've done, like, without knowing it, I've kind of been doing acting anyway for the last couple of years with brand deals, but it's more acting. I'm creating the skits myself and I'm acting them out. But then more recently, I did some stuff with like the likes of Brennan's, where I was in a studio and doing a shoot during the day, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, people are paying me to do this for the day. Do you know what I mean? So I whether it's TV ads or comedy or whatever it is, I'd love to get into comedy. I mean,
so you're working on a BBC project at the minute that's focused around stand up.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's definitely the start of it, I think.
Well, hopefully it gets again. I just said I want to walk through as many doors that open for me, and that was something I was terrified about, but I wanted to do this year, and I kind of couldn't say no then, because when the BBC approached me and says, listen, we're doing this stand-up show, I was going, right, I have to do it. But I am shitting myself.
Are you?
I am.
So do you have to perform in front of a live audience?
So it's a live audience, will be the last episode, and it's 5 minutes
Okay.
stand-up comedy. Now, I know 5 minutes is a long time.
It
for
is
stand-up
actually.
comedy. So I haven't prepared anything. And they're like, you've got so many jokes on TikTok. And I was saying, well, how do you... For me, I describe my content now as a kind of Charlie Chaplin style, where it's just expressive. I'm putting up like operatic music and trying to figure out how to turn the lights off in a hotel room. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of...
Oh my God, but that's fine. Like that, you can perform that on stage. If
Just
I
mime.
lost my face, I'd be fucked. Like if I was on stage, like the material's not good enough on its own without the use of my face.
It's just trying to transfer that kind of expressional comedy. Expressional is probably not a word, but
Expressive,
that expressive
I think, is the one
comedy,
more commonly used.
on the stage then. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to struggle with, and I'm looking forward to.
No, but that's great, because I think the best thing to do is to find your absolute like own style.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's... Do you know the comedian Paul Curry?
I do.
Well, he's very abstract and expressive and does very, just odd things that you wouldn't think of, but that are genius.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's so good. And that sort of style reminds me of him that you're talking about, where it's just that sort of like, just take people to a strange place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
A
I
lot
mean?
of the comedy I'm watching now is kind of like interactive with the crowd as well. So that,
Yeah.
and I feel like I wouldn't be too bad at that there. Like I
That's
can
the
be
hardest
quite,
bit.
you need to be quite quick when you're on stage. But I suppose when you're on stage and the lights are on you and the crowd's there, it mightn't be as easy to be quick-witted.
Do you
Like
know-
some of my friends will say something like, good one, man, and everyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can be, good one's obviously not that good a joke, but
Well,
you
no.
need to be quite quick at times, and I feel like I can be sometimes in certain situations, but on stage it's going to be a different story.
It is different because it's like time stops and you have like no seconds to think of something
Yeah.
witty to say back to the person who's maybe heckled you or said something. And sometimes your default is to be a horrible bastard.
I know, yeah. That's
Because
what I'd
you
be
know
scared of.
they will laugh if you just tell that person to fuck up. Do you know, and you're like, oh, but that's not smart. And then, but it just comes out. And there's been so many times, like my husband, Sean, over the years has said things, he's come off stage going, woo! I don't know why I got so nasty.
Yeah, that's a little risky.
But it was really... Because it's so quick, you're just like shit. You have to. You're expected to say something, and you're expected to win.
Yeah.
Over the audience.
A lot of my stuff is really PG though, because I've been
Yeah.
obviously working in schools, and I kind of made that decision earlier on that I can't really be too out there with
Yeah.
jokes and stuff. I actually got called into the office last year. The Leaving Cert. Do you have the Leaving Cert?
No,
up here?
ours is GCSEs.
GCSEs, yeah. So basically,
How do you not know that?
I probably
you
should
live
have
like
known
20
that.
minutes from
Yeah.
Derry?
Didn't do well on my Leaving Cert. But that the results were coming out, and I put up this skit where I was saying, "Listen, guys, if you don't get the results you want today, don't worry. I got 3 E's the day my results came out. I took all 3 of them that night. Had a great time.
Yeah.
Called into the office. That's not the message we're trying to spread here. Really? Do you know what I mean? So I kind of, you have to be careful when you're kind of still working. But coming away from that now, I'll be a vulgar cunt.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that's the
when
thing.
I leave that
yeah.
now, I'm just no holes barred.
Yeah. Hopefully, by the time this episode comes out, too, you'll have left. It's a couple of weeks
crossed.
away.
Fingers crossed.
They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know
No,
what I
I
mean?
won't say that. It's a lovely school.
I know, because it's nice to unleash yourself from those shackles. It's really difficult if you have like an affiliation with something. You can't say certain things, and you know that you want to.
But my mother too was like, Eric, that's rude. Do you know what I
Does
mean?
she follow you online?
Of course she does, yeah. She's a huge fan. She was actually pushing OnlyFans last year.
Was
When
she?
she heard about the money you can make. I was like, Mum, are you sure you know what that is?
First subscriber.
Yeah, a couple of topless photos, son. Take us to Lanzarote.
But that's, we were just talking about this before we started recording. There is which I never knew, there's different genres of stuff on OnlyFans.
People go on and cook, apparently.
Cook?
Yeah, you can go on and work out. People are into some weird shit. Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
But you wonder who would pay, because that's all paid. They're all behind paywalls. There's no free stuff on
I suppose
OnlyFans.
it's similar to the likes of Patreon stuff, and they're trying to go in that direction.
But Patreon's extra content when you're already dishing out some free shit, usually.
I suppose so is OnlyFans, though, where you're you could be putting up topless photos, but you're going to get your dick out in OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean? It's just an extra bit of...
When you said topless, I assumed tits, and then when you went to dick, I was like, this is OnlyFans.
Listen, in this day and age, they're going
Got
to be both. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's mad. Like, I just can't imagine, like, somebody advertise themselves on OnlyFans and what they're doing is, like,
Yeah.
jigsaw puzzles. Because I'm assuming that no matter what someone's doing on that, someone's having a wank to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone's cooking a
highly
meringue,
like-
but
yeah.
someone's like, oh, this
Oh, yeah.
fucking...
Flip the pancake.
Flip
yeah.
the meringue.
Yeah.
Why would you flip a meringue?
I don't know how to
Whisk
make
that
meringue.
bitch. I don't
Yeah,
know.
listen, people are into whatever they're into, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want to judge.
So even you, so you're saying about you like to get into the acting world. Who would you like to play you in a movie of your life?
Wow. I want to say Barry Keoghan at the minute, just because he's hot shit right now. But obviously, if he looked like Colin Farrell when he was that age, do you know what I mean?
Oh, you want a hybrid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
narcissistic, but whatever.
Like a deep fake.
Yeah.
You want someone better looking than you to play you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, this is it, because I definitely would like Jennifer Lawrence to play me, but I know they'd cast Melissa McCarthy. Do you know what I mean?
I could see Jennifer portraying you absolutely sitting here with a Belfast accent. You on OnlyFans? Yeah,
well, my accent's from Derry.
Well, okay. It's all the same. It's all the
If
same.
she did a Belfast one, do you want, the world wouldn't notice.
No, they wouldn't.
They think it's the
Belfast
same
and Derry is
thing.
one and the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have outraged people now. Mostly people from Belfast going, "Oh, fucking sound like I'm from Derry."
Let's cut that out.
Yeah, because I think like I would like. Would you not love a movie made about you?
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Like-
I suppose that's the goal, really.
What's the most narcissistic thing that
Like
could happen?
like a trilogy.
Would you have enough
Like
content?
a 3-part. Oh yeah, growing up in like a
The dancing years.
Yeah, exactly. Just a normal upbringing.
Yeah. The
like-
comedy years, but then what's the third one?
Just me sitting on YouTube learning dances with like Rocky music in the background. Inspirational story of
Yeah.
a boy came from a normal life into
Billy Elliot.
Yeah,
And then your middle one is then you got into comedy.
exactly.
It's your Jim Carrey years. And then the downfall.
Yeah, the rise and rise. And then I'm gonna get massively into drugs after I'm a celebrity and like
Die alone.
die young.
Would you do I'm a Celebrity?
Of course, who
Yeah.
wouldn't do I'm a Celebrity?
I know lots of people wouldn't do it.
I'm at a stage of my career now where I would do any show I was asked to do just because
Yes.
I want to keep going.
But I know people who wouldn't do it just because they're like afraid of the shit. Do you know
But
what I
you
mean?
can't really do that. Like I'd love to do Hell Week.
What's that?
So Hell Week's like where they bring you in, do SAS training and stuff, and they put you through like military style stuff. My dad would love to see me on that show just because they really torture you on it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
People love seeing people uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
that's why people love I'm a Celebrity, because they're eating dog bollocks and stuff. Like, do you know what I mean?
But I just would not be able to like someone just shouting in my face. That's what they do, you know, isn't it? They're just screaming at you to move.
I know, yeah, but like I feel like when there's camera crews around, how intense can it really be?
Well, they cry on
Yeah.
those shows. Do you ever see that Wim Hof one with the breathing?
I didn't.
Do you know Wim Hof, the breather boy?
No.
No.
He breathes.
We breathe. He does it so good.
Okay.
Wim Hof, he's like the guy. What is it?
Iceman.
Iceman. So he's like, I want to say a professional breather, but I think we're all pretty much nailing it.
How do you get into that?
Well, he's a con artist.
Yeah, I'm here to audition.
Yeah. I think he has created breathing techniques for people to be able to tackle anything. Like
If I ever heard a
you know,
scam, it's
but
that.
he takes people to like the Arctic, like people are like in the coldest conditions, and they do like they swim in like freezing cold seawater,
Okay.
and they're in there for like 3
Well, that
months.
is tough. You do need to control your breath in those situations, I imagine.
But I did one of his breathing exercises recently. There's a clip of Holly Willoughby and what do you call the other boy?
Philip.
Philip what?
Schofield.
Oh, it didn't feel like it rounded out there until I had the surname. There's a clip of them on this morning doing one of his breathing exercises, and they both near fucking like get high
Right?
and
Like a euphoric kind of breathing
yes,
state.
in like 2 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's unreal. And like he takes people just like he did a show anyway, and people were like losing their shit and breaking down and crying. And even though there's cameras there, you're like, it must be an intense experience and an intense environment. So that SAS thing isn't an SAS thing.
Mm-hmm.
That must be the same, where people are just broken down, and people love to see people hit the shit.
Yeah.
And then come out the side.
Well,
the
I'll
other
tell you
side.
now, I watch these shows, I'm thinking, that is a load of shite they're crying and stuff. But I did a show in January and I cried 3 times.
What show did you do?
I can't say what
Right,
it was
okay.
because I'm NDA'd up to the balls. But it's coming at the end of the year. But I cried multiple times on camera.
Were you supposed to cry?
No,
Oh.
not at all. Like it was supposed to be.
People are like telling you jokes, and you're like, I never got hugged as a
But a
child.
couple of days in, I was like, you do get overwhelmed, like.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to cry.
Yeah.
On camera or behind
Oh, so
closed
it's on
doors.
camera.
It is, yeah.
Aye.
Really unfortunate for me.
Well, you don't know. That could be nice, vulnerable.
I won't be.
No.
No.
It's just going to be
It's
really
just me
embarrassed.
like
You're naked, wanking, crying.
turn the cameras up. Yeah, but no, I do understand how you can, like, in them situations, they're a lot, like.
Yeah, and like, but I think filming any TV show, like all those reality ones, people go through the fucking ringer.
Mm-hmm.
Like Andrew Maxwell was on here the other day, and he did I'm a Celebrity, and he was like, and anyway, and he had said that like the hunger just sends you doolally, like
Yeah.
and you'll just become a different person, and that's what
Absolutely.
they wanted of those reality
The
shows.
tiredness too, like it's 24 hours, like you're talking.
Yeah.
Even when you're asleep, you're thinking, fuck, I'm on camera, like.
Like even, do you know whenever Channel 5 took over Big Brother, and they started like every day they were showing people clips of like, here's what Gemma Collins had to say about fucking, I don't know, Joe Swash. And she was like, he's a fucking dickhead. And they're just showing people, other people bitching about them constantly to just get arguments going. Whereas in the OG Big Brother, they just sat back and let shit happen. But they were just like fucking shit stirring constantly. And I don't know if I could.
It's the same as the Love Island, sure, I suppose, when they're going, like, they do the cast some more and then they'll send someone a photo of them having sex in the spare room or something. Like, Michael, no. Like, do you know what I mean?
Just smoke by fire. If you're booking someone, you're booking someone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They just want you to be as miserable as you can be. Like.
I know.
But that's great. That's reverting back to what I said. People love seeing people suffer. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hunger Games is going to be a thing, I think, in a few years' time.
But would you personally want to do a show like that? You're like, oh, I want that challenge.
Definitely not. The hell thing, yes, definitely. But reality TV, I don't think.
Not the reality thing. No.
It's just awful. And they can paint you however they want to paint you too. Like, you could be
Exactly.
the best guy ever, but say one silly thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Cancelled.
I mean? Yeah, you're off, gone.
Although I found in all those shows, the people who go into it and really fuck up at the start become like the king and queen at the end.
Want that though?
Because they learn and they grow with the audience. Watch them going, we've watched that wee racist lad become a nice guy. Do you know
He's
what I
a
mean?
changed man.
Yeah. Look at him, he's got black friends now.
Rags to riches story, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that sort of thing, and people love watching that journey. Do you know what I mean? What about writing? Is writing something you would do?
I haven't really, like, most of my stuff. I'll get an idea and I'll just do it there and then. I find but it might take me a few times and I'll like tweak it a bit as I'm doing it. But I've never actually written stuff down. Well, I have in my notes where I'm like, oh, that'll be funny. Do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as for like an entire script, I don't know. You're fantastic at that.
I know.
You're bound to have a role for me coming up.
No.
All right. Okay.
I've seen your Louise Kelly audition.
They sent it on. No, not for me.
But yeah, if you start to get into acting, like, there's no reason why I wouldn't audition you for
Yeah,
something.
we can talk.
I don't even write for men ever. Hate them. No one's saying that there in my new play. There is a guy in it. It's a multi-role character. It's a very fun character.
And he's been cast already?
It was the cast announcement went out this morning.
Okay.
So, sorry. Don't think we could afford you anyway.
You'd be surprised. I work for Rice.
We don't pay euros.
All right, okay.
We don't know how to do it.
What
do you have? So I'm going to open your notes on your phone then and tell me what you have written, because I write things all the time in the notes on my phone.
Are you You're looking to steal content now, is it? Or?
Yeah. But I write notes all the time on my phone. I go back to it and I be all...
So this is a lot, like, do you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm the
These are
same.
all-
So I have about 10 different ones of these.
Unsaid ideas. So what will I read out one?
Here's... you read out one of yours.
So
this is what when you have a funny idea, you jot this down.
one of my most recent ones was saying goodbye at the end of a Zoom, but you're not sure if it's off or not. And I was just going to be like...
Yeah.
You don't know where to go. Or I have showing someone a photo in your camera roll and you're terrified then that they're going to scroll.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that sweaty
yeah.
moment
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're like, shit, did I take a photo of my anus last night? And you're not sure.
Stop taking photographs of your anus.
Do you not do that? No?
No, we get other people to take them. One of mine here says, and this is what I mean, I have no idea what most of mine mean. It says, add Crazy Frog into Cardi B.
Of course. I can see that already.
I don't know why. And here it says, the Mediterranean diet apparently helps you combat dementia, but what if you want to forget shit like the troubles? What can you eat then?
Genius.
Like, I mean...
Yeah, it's a creative space, the Notes app. Do you know what I mean?
But most of mine never turn into anything because I'm
the same.
I go back to it and I be all, that is so shit. Although I did have a thought the other day which I thought was quite funny, because we have a cat in our house called Buttons, right? I say we have a cat in our house, like he visits, we own him. But he has 3 legs, right? He got knocked down when he was a wee kitten and he's got 3 legs now, right? And so my daughter... He's been there since before she was born. She's 2, so she only knows this cat with 3 legs. And I just can't wait for the day that she goes into somebody else's house and there's a cat with 4 legs. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with your cat?
I think it was Michael McIntyre that said that, but like...
No, I didn't.
No, not the cat. Not the cat story, but he wanted to play a trick on his child, basically, where he purposely mispronounced a word for like the first 16 years of her life or whatever, and then she would go to a dinner party and like see a bottle of ketchup and she'd be like, would you pass the blum blum or something?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what? Do you know what I mean? It would be an epic prank.
When I was growing up, I very rarely went to restaurants. We just did. We weren't taken out to restaurants growing up. It wasn't a thing. If we got a chippy every couple of weeks or whatever month, something was a big treat. We didn't really go out to restaurants. And I remember when I was a teenager with my first boyfriend, I was about 16 and we were going out for like a dinner or whatever. It was our anniversary or whatever it was. And I remember going to the waiter, excuse me, what is an escalope? And he was all, what? And I was all, you've got a chicken escalope. What is it? And he goes, it's just a chicken escalope, just a chicken breast. And I was like, fine, I'll have one of those. I was like, I'm so sheltered from that world. I didn't know what a chicken escalope was.
It is
was
frightening to know, like, to think what we don't know is out there, even in the situations that we're living in. Like,
yeah.
You see people out in Dubai and all the crazy shit they're doing.
That they're eating? Or like that they're doing?
Eating and doing.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Apparently they're getting paid to eat
time.
things out there as well. I've heard horror stories.
Paid to eat things?
Paid to eat nasty
That sounds
things.
like the job for me. Oh, nasty things,
Nasty things,
no.
yeah. There was a story last year, I just don't even want to repeat it. I think there was actually a video on Twitter of it, yeah.
Somebody eating like a live animal or something?
Worse.
A horse?
Worse.
A horse?
Worse?
Oh!
Worse than a horse? A horse?
Sorry. I thought you meant they'd figured out a way to keep the horse alive just by eating one scoop a day.
No.
Arching it back up.
Yeah, thank God. Tesco were selling horse. That wouldn't even be that crazy a story.
Well, I was convinced whenever I was doing Hitchy in school that we were making horse burgers. And it was for years. I was like, we made horse burgers, we made kangaroo burgers. And someone was like, whoa, we didn't make horse
You made
burgers.
kangaroo burgers in school?
See, I don't know if I've made that up as well.
I think so.
And it was always just beef.
Just a slab of beef from the butchers. This is a kangaroo burger.
Well,
That's
the Continental Market.
That's a leap. Do you know what I mean?
Did you mean that as a joke?
Oh, I didn't. But that was a really good one.
There you go, write that down in your notes. But the Continental Market does kangaroo burgers.
Does it?
Aye.
I don't think I've ever eaten or heard of anyone eating kangaroo.
Everybody in the fucking Continental Market. Have you never been to the Continental Market in Belfast at Christmas? You are gonna be like, do you know when Will Ferrell and Elf goes to the big city? You're gonna be like, whoa,
kangaroo burgers.
Yeah, cheese on chips. What the fuck? You're gonna be like that guy.
Cheese on chips and kangaroo burgers, definitely. Like, am I this sheltered that kangaroo people eat kangaroo burgers all the time?
Kangaroo people don't. Kangaroo burgers is a very normal thing.
That's shocking to
No,
me.
I don't think you can go into your local fucking Build-A-Burger and get a kangaroo, but you can go to like the Continental Market at Christmas and get one. Like there's.
I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna eat
they
a kangaroo
pretty.
burger.
I'm pretty sure they have like 5 or 6 different types of obscure meats that you can try at Christmas time. Yeah,
Amazing.
See, to be honest, they all taste like beef, and see, to be honest, they probably all are beef.
Okay.
And there's like kangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean if you killed a cow and made a burger out of it, but you were like, well, that cow was called Kangaroo. That was his name. You could call it a kangaroo burger.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's loopholes everywhere.
Like naming a dog virginity and losing it when you're in your younger years.
Yes.
I've lost my virginity. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something?
Same
thing.
thing.
Was that a pickup line?
I didn't do that. No.
Do you have any pets?
I have a dog, a Maltese poodle. Teddy is his name, and he's just a wonder.
Does he sleep in your bed?
He does when he's over. He stays in his granny's house most of the time, just because we're never in the apartment. So he's kind of our dog.
Your mum or your fiance's?
My fiance's mother looks after him primarily, and we're kind of like step parents. But he likes us better.
Do you actually call her granny for the dog?
No.
Oh.
No, we don't. We're not some of those crazy dogs. Like I have an Instagram for my dog.
You do?
Daddy took me for a walk today.
Yeah.
Crazy
Some
people.
of those fucking dogs have loads of followers. Way more than me.
It's just the level of insanity I can't comprehend. Whether you're typing as your child or pet.
So why does the dog stay mostly with its granny?
Just because we're working.
Yeah.
We're away a lot. And it's got attachment issues because basically my fiance used to sleep beside the kennel at night time and it just can't be left on its own. Like if it was in the car and I had to pop into the shop, it's just hell in the car, like barking insanely. So it can't be left by itself at all, which is a real it's a torture.
What an investment.
I know, yeah. But again, he's happy out because Granny's always there.
Well, that's the thing. Like because. So I'm on to my second child now, but I have 3 stepsons. There's my husband's onto his 5th, and he's like, "Oh, I want a dog," and I'm like, "Are you mad? You're overstretched as it is."
Yeah, it's a busy house, isn't it?
What have you possibly got to give a dog?
Yeah, there's no love left to give, surely.
I mean, we're already questioning why we're having this one. It's like, what are you doing? Because they are like a child.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're like a
so
small
much.
Well, I can't speak from experience, but I've worked with children and they're similar to having a child, I imagine.
It's a lot. Like even like if we go away overnight or a couple of nights, we don't really need to do much for the cat. Like the cat can get in and out of the house okay. You just leave out a bowl of food.
Yeah. It's a scary thing. It's a scary concept for me because we're getting married this year and then there's going to be talk of children and stuff, but I can't look after myself. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I assume it just instinctively comes to you when it happens.
Is this a conversation you're dreading having, or is it? Are you?
It's a conversation. It's an inevitability when you get married. You're probably going to have children. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, not necessarily.
We both want kids. It's
Okay,
not like
well
we're just
then
like, oh my god, it might happen. It's probably going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? But it's a scary thought.
What type of parent do you think you'll be?
Hands on. Do you know what I mean? I want to be hands on.
Yeah,
but
I
also
think
I
you're
can't
allowed to do that anymore.
If I go out for drinks on a Saturday night, you can forget about me getting out of bed on Sunday. So that's going to be something I'll struggle with.
That is the main. I would describe parenting as brilliantly exhausting. It's the best thing, but it's also like there should be a reality TV show for like how exhausted parents are.
Yeah.
Like that's because it's. And also I read recently that there's scientific research. This is me on my fucking high horse now, you know, love me. But like there's scientific research done into like cortisol and stress and like adrenaline levels in a stay-at-home parent in comparison to like 10 other high-paced stressful jobs, and apparently a stay-at-home parent is the most stressful job in the world.
I'd well believe it. You're just all day like, fucking shut up.
You're in high intensity situations all the time. Like everything's a danger. Like there's constant screaming.
I imagine it's terrifying early on though.
You can
like is it breathing? Do you know is it
oh
breathing?
why? I was like, did I bring it? No, yeah, like definitely. But then the difference people say between your first and your second, like I remember Shane Todd said to me recently, it was all like the first one you change its nappy 12 times a day, the second one, but lucky if it gets 2 or 3. Do you know, you're just like you're not as you know, up to high dough, and like you don't do things as like
I suppose it's with anything in life, you're just once you're used to it, it's not gonna be too bad.
Yeah.
That's the getting used to it that's scary.
Are you the sort of man who's like, I want a son? Or do you not?
I don't think I'd be massively...
You play football.
Yeah, of course. It's every lad's dream if he's having a child, he wants a wee boy.
Yeah.
To like carry on his legacy.
Until he's a wee dickhead and you're like, why didn't I have a wee girl?
Yeah. No, but girls are scary too.
Well, my daughter's definitely going to play football.
Well, it's not
She
necessarily.
kicks the ball really well.
What would scare me about having a girl is I was very protective of my younger sister. Like, do you know what I mean? So I can't imagine if it was my daughter.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking speak to her. Like,
I know. That's
you know what
the
I mean?
thing.
Like, I didn't let anyone speak to poor Jessica when she started secondary school. I was like, do you know what I mean? From across the hallways.
How badly is she affected by that now?
No, she's happy. She's in a happy relationship.
And she went through 8 or 7 years of secondary school. Nobody's
the guy she's with now actually was texting her in first year apparently, and when he saw my reaction to other lads talking to her, he's like, "Oh, text her. I don't actually like you. I don't know where you heard that," kind of thing.
Oh,
they did find each other later on in life, which is
Okay.
sweet. But that's a funny story that I'll tell at their wedding.
Yeah, but that's quite nasty.
He'd probably batter me now today too. So it's nice thinking back. Like, yeah, I had kicked your ass.
Is it just you and your younger sister?
I have an older sister as well, Tanya. She's got 3 kids. And I see what she goes through. It's a lot.
Do you know what? It is classic middle child to become the performer.
Is it really?
Classic.
Middle child. They all love it though.
Either you're an absolute ball bag or you're a performer.
My younger sister doesn't like it at all. She doesn't like the spotlight.
Oh, does she not?
And she's like, what are you, like, she's quizzing me about shows and different things I'm doing. It's like, is that going to reflect badly on her?
Oh,
being
really?
part of our family.
Right,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Don't do anything stupid. My older sister loves it.
Yeah.
She's like, did you get any packages this week? Anything I can have? Do you know, Dad's the
Any
same.
crisps in the mail?
I'd get PR packages and I'd come home and it's got to the stage now where I came home and there was an empty box of Nike runners and I was like, what's this? Someone sent me runners. Dad was out wearing them. He had them on his feet. Didn't even ask me. So I had to do the post. I just had to follow him around video. Like, thanks for the new shoes, and him like walking around the house.
People are like, he's got very, very hairy ankles.
It just helps.
For a young lad.
Just helps himself to everything now. Like, it's crazy.
Who's sending you runners? Nike?
Not Nike. No, there's these Instagram pages. I'm overrun with runners. I don't know what it is. I'm
underrun by runners.
I'll bring you up a pair next time we do it.
What size are your feet?
An 8.
So am I.
Oh, there we go.
No, they're not. So speaking of like PR packages and on, what is the most exciting thing that you've got to do, but due to having had this big online following now?
I have got a really exciting thing come up in the summer, but I got a car at the start of the year. I was given a car.
What car were you given?
I was given a brand new 2023 Nissan Qashqai.
Who from?
I'm a brand ambassador now for iMotors in Letterkenny. They gave me a new car.
Outrageous. Why did you leave the country?
That was mad. Like, do you know what I mean? That's probably going to be a highlight.
That's class, though.
That's unreal because I had a wee banger before it.
Yeah.
And now, because I'm up and down to Dublin and Belfast for work and stuff, it's nice having a new car.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
And what about? So what do you see? Something coming up in the summer?
I'm not sure if I can talk about it, but it's a really big collaboration with a travel company.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I think the things that people mostly want to do when they have like a big following. So they want to travel.
Exactly.
And especially that you don't have kids yet. Like
No.
get it fucking done now.
Yeah, get it out of the way. But we're going to Vegas now for my stag as well in 3 weeks.
Oh, you've a stag do coming up?
Stag do in 3 weeks.
How many people are going?
There's 12 of us going.
Right.
Now, like
do you think it's going to be a lads sort of trip?
It's going to be a lads trip. I'm more nervous, I think, than excited. I've never been to Vegas, so I don't know what to expect, but it's a crazy place.
Have you been on many stag do's?
I've been on stag do's, but not to Vegas. Do you know what I mean? Vegas is like a bucket list spot. But we would go out, like the 12 of us going, and we would go out on a night out in town, and we would lose each other.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? There's about 80 people in the local bar.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
Vegas. 12 of them.
Yeah, I don't know what Vegas is going to be like, but it'll be
because there's obviously like the sort of stag do. It's like, you know, lads, tits.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of. But like, so when my husband went on his stag do, he went to Rathlin Island.
Lovely.
To the wee bar there with 5 people, and he drank coffee.
Okay.
Throughout the day till about 9 o'clock at night, and then started drinking. Yeah. He was like, "Ooh, caffeine," and and he was like, "Top up my barista, bitch." Like he was just like, it was so low key.
I'm going to go on the lattes, lads. I've had enough of them.
Yeah, going on the frothy shit. They had they stayed in a hostel. Like the forefront of his mind was he didn't want people spending money.
Right.
I mean, out money. So obviously you don't give a shit.
I'm the other end of that. But you know what? It kind of takes out having to invite 50 lads on your, with these local stags, and you're going to Dingle, and there's a busload of you going down, you mightn't even speak to half them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is just like a close group of lads.
So that eliminates all you're just cutting the fat.
The riff-raff. Yeah.
Imagine being those guys who are like, if he was going to Dingle, we'd have been invited, but obviously we haven't made the shortlist.
I might still have a home stag for the lads, because there are some good friends that aren't going.
Where would you go in the home stag?
Probably I'd keep it
like
local.
Belfast? Oh, keep Letterkenny.
I'll keep it local. Probably not Letterkenny, even more local. Like I grew up in Downings.
Aye, the Downings.
Aye, the Downings. All the Northies call it the Downings.
Is it not called the Downings?
No, it's called Downings.
Oh, same. We're not called the
We're
Dairy.
going to the Downings. Aye, that's yeah.
So it's not called the Downings.
I don't know where that came from. I'll be honest. It's called Downings. Yeah, I've never said I'm from the Downings. Why would there be?
Because that sounds bizarre.
Why would there be? Like, there's no the in front of anywhere really in Ireland, is there? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to the Dublin.
I'm going to the house.
Going to the local.
Is the Downings? No, hold on. I can't. I'll not listen.
I'm going to convert you today. You'll be the first.
It's the Downings to me, right? But is it not like a place where there's like do you know, like amusements and all?
Everyone in Derry and Belfast calls it the Downings, and everyone in Derry and Belfast has a caravan down there. I don't think I've ever met anyone from the north without a caravan in Downings.
Right. Okay.
It's beyond impressive. Do you know what I mean? You can meet someone out in Magaluf. I'm like, oh, I'm from Belfast. I have a caravan in the Downings. Aye. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not even that big a place.
So I presume it's a big Catholic sort of caravan place.
I mean,
it's in the Downings.
Yeah, it's in the Downings.
But is it not amusements and all? I thought it was, in my head, I was like, it's like a Newcastle.
So the amusements are there 3 days out of the year. But I think people think it's just like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like people from Belfast think it's like
Barry Island.
Las Vegas. Do you know what I mean? Or Bundoran.
They were very different references. I went for Barry Island and you went for Las Vegas.
Yeah, but it's a ghost town majority of the year. Like,
and that's where you're from?
That's where I'm from, yeah.
Right. Population
150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We.
And 12 of us are leaving now for the stag, so it's going to be even
Yeah. They'll be like, where is everybody? The post office is closed. The chippies don't work.
Yeah, all the staff's gone.
Do you go into Derry much?
Not a whole pile. I did when I was younger. I actually studied performing arts in Derry for a year.
At
NWRC.
Did you?
I did, and it wasn't very good.
So you lied to Louise Kiley, the casting director?
Well, there wasn't necessarily any acting in that course. It was more like ooh-wee, ooh-wee, like singing and I actually
jazz hands.
Yeah, it was long before I thought I'd have any sort of career in acting. I played Oedipus in a play
called Oedipus.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's a new play, I think. And
local writer.
Wasn't very good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be funny if the part of Oedipus was like a tiny wee part in the show called Oedipus.
Yeah.
That's the main role. So you obviously did something right.
Yeah, but I think it was only a day play. Like, do you know what I mean? We had.
Or were you the only guy?
One of the only guys.
Yeah.
One of the only straight guys, at least.
But so funny because whenever growing up, say you're a teenager and you're into performing arts and you're into drama, and most of the guys in those drama circles like are camp, or like people would go, oh, they're gay, or maybe they are gay, and then you get older and you're all, but look at all of the actors in the world are all these like studs or like these like cool guys, and it's so funny that like if you were a 15-year-old wee boy doing drama, you'd probably get a hard time in school, or you
especially
did.
from rural. But that's what I mean. Is there a lot of actors coming out of rural Ireland? Like, do you know what I mean?
Barry Keoghan.
Well, there we go.
He's not even. He's like from like the middle of Dublin.
He's like
Barry
Keoghan's like a traveller though, isn't he? He's like from a traveller background.
I think he bounced from foster home to foster home.
Okay,
I don't know if he's well, miss what that is travelling if you're going from house to house, but I don't think he's from like the travelling community.
Right, okay.
But I know I think he had like 20 odd foster homes. Like he bounced about.
That's really a
so did
phoenix from
Johnny
the
Depp.
ashes, isn't it?
Oh no. Johnny Depp's mum moved loads.
All right, okay. I don't think that's the same thing, no.
He didn't go to foster families. He went with her.
He's done quite well for himself as well.
Okay, he's done a movie or two, hasn't he?
Johnny and Barry are going well.
Yeah.
Maybe the trick is foster care, travelling a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know why they have such a functional upbringing.
Fucking good upbringing, god damn it.
It's like I want something a wee bit more interesting. Like do you know, I did an interview a couple of years ago, and it was for, I don't know, Belfast Telegraph or whatever it was. And I remember in the interview, they were dying for me to have some sort of trauma. And I was like...
It sells better, doesn't it? Like,
but like, she was like, and how do you get on with your parents? They were still alive. Are they healthy?
yeah.
Yeah, and like, what about your brother? Like, did you let Levin have shadow? One older brother, we Levin has shadow growing up, and I was like, what is this? Any skeletons in the closet? And I was like, how long did I tell you? Like,
That's what
do
they
you know
want,
what I mean?
though. The only way you're doing well on these shows is if like your mother's just passed away and you're singing in her honour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did that, got to dance, and they were like, your dad doesn't approve, does he? I was like, sorry?
You're like,
He wants you to stick to football, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's dancing in the runners. That
And
got
I'm
sent
sitting
for
there,
me.
does he? Do you know what I mean? Is that what he wants?
Yeah.
Dad?
So that's the show you were crying on?
No. Thank God, no.
But that's like the headline of that article, and like whatever, I think it might have been the Belfast Telegraph, was like, I have no childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Do you know? I have no childhood trauma. I get on with my parents really well. I was like, this is the laziest journalism I've ever seen. And all they wanted was an angle where they could be like, you know, by her mother's deathbed, she decided comedy was for her. Like that sort of thing. It's like, no, I just got talked into it by my husband one day.
My mother died and we couldn't figure out what her blood type was, but her last words to me were, be positive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not your joke either, is it?
It's not. No.
Well, it's a bit of respect for eating chicken. But yeah, I suppose that's the thing you have to navigate when you do shows and stuff as well, about them always try, especially the talent shows, because my husband did Ireland's Got Talent too, and they like heavily, like they have to place you as a certain, like they have to have like you're the dad and you're the sort of fuckboy and you're the like single mum, and you're like, they have to have different sort of boxes ticked for the different people that are in their lineup for the finals or semi-finals or whatever. And his was definitely like, you're the dad, and like they interviewed his kids loads, and him and I walking around hand in hand just looking like whimsically into this fucking distance and just stuff like that, and you're like, this is such shite, like this isn't what, you know, what it was like. Dad doing comedy for his kids, you know, that sort of the way.
What they need. They need a story to tell, because you can't just rock up and be a good singer and just be boring. Like,
yes,
they have to.
You have to come with a face, like a back end of a bus.
With this. Yeah, this resonates with me because I also am a dad. Do you know what I
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wrote this song for my dog, who's currently.
has
we
one
have
leg.
to sleep beside him every night. Yeah. He's on his own. He's got separation anxiety.
I will never leave you again.
Yeah. Woof, woof.
Yeah.
That's
who let the dogs out? Not me. Me.
Very good.
I wrote that. So.
You write that one down your notes then? Keep your notes open. Do you have a remember when moment?
So you actually mentioned my remember when moment, and I was gonna say,
I'm so
like,
sorry.
when people ring me now, I don't even answer the phone. But years ago, my mother would have got a bill in the post for like €50 for me buying ringtones, like Crazy Frog,
Crazy Frog,
and stuff like this, and it was a phenomenon in school. Like,
Yeah.
did you get a new ringtone, like a Crazy Frog remix?
Yeah.
And he had the videos of him with a little penis. Why did they give him a penis?
Did he have a wee
Crazy
penis?
Frog had a little penis
I need to
in the
Google
music
this,
videos,
boy.
and this was a phenomenon back then. Like, do you know what I mean? I am the Crazy Frog, and him stepping about like bam, bam, bam.
Do you know
this
I
little
don't
Mickey, like-
understand like the process in writing that song? Do you know, I guess somebody was like, what about we just go blah, 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 blah,
Someone in their notes app like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. Do you ever see on like Reddit or Google or something, somebody goes on and goes, what's the song? It goes like blah, 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 and then somebody gets it. Some is all, oh, that's, you know.
But it is. It's a staple in society now, Crazy Frog. Like, we all grew up on it. It changed a lot of people's lives, including my own.
How did that not give us nightmares? Here, he's got no willy.
Well, that's a PG version then. He had did he have a willy in his music video? He did. He had a willy in his music video.
Oh!
There's a little Mickey.
It has a willy!
That's a little Mickey, isn't it?
That's a
Why?
good newborn willy.
Is it?
I don't know, you tell me. You've
Jesus,
been
don't tell me
you've
that.
been a boy newborn before, I haven't.
I think that looks pretty big. All right.
It's
a normal dick. It's a normal sized dick.
That's a full adult size. Like, how did that
How did that happen?
Scare the shit out of
And
us.
we used to pay €5 just to get it on the phone, like.
And it was like polyphonic as well, wasn't it? Is that the word? Monophonic? It was just like, it didn't.
It was a huge hit in the church, like.
But
you know
where
what I
it was
mean?
like one note at a time.
Yeah.
That sort of way. Like, I just think that. Did you ever? What was the one too that had the wee dancing baby? Do you remember the dancing baby?
They had aliens and stuff too, with big legs. Like, the music videos back then were really bad, if you think about it.
Do you know what one of my favourite music videos from back then was? The Gorillas. The one where...
They were all cartoons. Is that the Gorillas?
Can't touch this. That's what you're singing?
No, it definitely wasn't.
Was it not? What is the main Gorillaz song? No.
I think I know what one you're talking about.
Anyway, I'm not going to be able to find it. But...
Yeah. Stand By Me.
Yes, Stand By Me. So why was your phone bill going to your ma? Was this when you were a teenager?
You could go on, like, remember you'd upload a photo of yourself and you might get on the corner box of the music channels.
Yes.
Yeah, and that'd be a big thing. Then you'd buy the ringtones too. They were like €5 a pop.
But my phone was always pay as you go till I was like my 20s.
I was 11. No one was ringing me anyway, like.
But did you have like a contract phone at 11?
No, but you could buy the ringtone. If you text 50353,
yes.
you would get a new ringtone for €5.
Do you remember you used to watch those like late night shows as a child that were like late night Nickelodeon or something, but you could like text in and be like, shout out to Kira and Brian, we're having a sleepover. Like, that's just, and they'd charge you like €5.
And it would make your
just
life.
to see your name, like teletext.
Fucking there we are. Yeah.
On the screen, amazing. You're like, what a waste of everyone.
It was a triumph. It was the equivalent of Instagram back then. Like, you would post on Kiss FM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what blows my mind? Is people still ring into radio stations and request songs. You're like, here, type it into YouTube, stick it on your Spotify.
Spotify's expensive though.
But on the illegals, do you mean there's a way of getting songs everywhere? Ask your Alexa.
Yeah.
Like you can get songs anywhere to play once, but people ring into radio stations going, yeah, could you play Stand By Me, please? And
the radio could be on the way out then for music, like with Spotify and stuff like that. Everything's on the way out now. You were saying about AI before we started recording.
Yes.
That was on the news last night. Like, the head of Google stepped down because he's terrified of where it's going. Did you hear about this? No,
I didn't know the head of Google stepped down.
The head of some
Hey, look,
department.
you like, don't talk about that. It's highly classified information.
Yeah. But yeah, he stepped away because he doesn't know where AI is going. We're all going to lose our jobs.
But this is the thing. So I saw a thing last night, and it was like a list of 10 like class AI things. I don't know the words that you can use to like help your life be easier, and like you can just tell them to write it. Like, you can, if you own a business, you can just like get it to write a full contract, and you can go in and just like type in the odd word every now and then to amend it, and it'll like completely go in a different direction, or you know, it can just like it can completely do an itinerary for you based on the things you like for like a holiday.
It's terrifying.
On your budget.
I've
It's
seen
mad.
a video the other day. There was a guy in the street asking people, do they think they'll lose their job? And he was talking to a PT. He was like, no, it's such a personal experience. And they were like, you can type in, my name's Eric Roberts, I'm 32, I've got a sore knee and I want to lose weight, and it'll just give you a nutrition plan, diet plan, whatever you want, like, and what you should do in the gym. Why would you need to pay anyone? And it's free. That's what's scary about it. Like, it's all free information.
Do you know what started all that? The self-checkouts in Tesco's. Genuinely.
That
where
was the beginning of the end.
That was the beginning.
They'll be the first to take over the world, the self-checkouts.
Yeah, and then even worse, after self-checkouts, they brought in the doot-doots. Do the beep beep, and you go around yourself.
The self-checkouts fucking hate me. Like, I go up to the self-checkout and it'll start screaming, unidentified item in the back area.
I know.
Thief!
I am usually trying to steal something, but we got one bottle of Prosecco in there.
Bottle of ketchup in your back pocket.
But that is how we're on it. Like, I sometimes go on like a moral high horse and be like, I'm not going to use the self-checkout. I'm going to make sure people continue to be employed in here, and I'll go and stand in the queue. Yeah. And they've got 3 people on, and there's like, I'm all, my fuck standing there. And also my daughter loves pressing the button on the scanner. It keeps her occupied. I'm like, well, maybe I don't have any morals after all. You're quite happy for nobody to work here.
I hate, like, I'm terrified of, like, the likes of, like, Google Maps fucking hates me. Like, coming up here today. Like, in 300 meters, turn left, and then I do that. It's like, only joking.
Yeah.
Make a U-turn at your, in 25 kilometers.
I did give you the wrong address for the crack, though. Just, we joke between me and Google Maps.
Yeah, just to test me out today.
Sure, Google Maps American?
No, I just tried to do a voice there.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Hey, turn left in 25 minutes.
You can get different accents on
Can
your
you?
Google. Yeah,
I didn't know that, no.
A lot of people in America have like an Irish accent.
I think mine might be English, you know.
I think the default is for them to be English because I think that's probably seen as one of the most authoritative accents.
I would love if you could set a random like someone from the south.
You can.
Hey, buddy, turn left. In 20
Southern America.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a funny Cork accent.
I'll buy turn left there, no.
Turn left, no.
Yeah. Quickly, no. Hurry up. You're late.
You're in a ditch.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You can download different. I have never done it before, but I am going to because apparently there are lots of Americans that love the Irish accent. Of course they do. All their grandads are from here, so they can put their Google Maps on.
Hey, I can do that. I listened to Biggie Smalls singing Mariah Carey's "Let Me All I Want for Christmas" the other day.
No, you didn't.
Hey, I can do that now as well. That's why, like, yeah. He's all I want for Christmas.
Shut
Yeah, properly. Up. And it was him, like, it was Biggie.
AI dug him out of his grave, resuscitated him, and made him sing Mariah Carey's.
Literally, yeah. You can get anybody singing anything now.
So obviously they just take bits of his voice that's available online and stitch different phonetics together.
They only need him to say a sentence, and then boom, you've got.
Who would you want? What do you want? Oh, we can get anything now.
I would like MJ rapping some Eminem or something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Lose yourself. Like, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah. Or you could get like Philomena Begley doing like Smack Your Bitch Up.
Wouldn't that be incredible? Like some operatic Smack My Bitch Up.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Or you get Frank Sinatra being like ba 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 ba. But
I'm a Barbie girl.
That would be fucking great. Imagine Frank Sinatra said he was a Barbie girl. That's unreal. So have you? So how did you access that?
So this is all over. It's all over TikTok.
Is it?
It's all over TikTok. Yeah.
You're the man for the job too.
I'm telling you. Mm-hmm.
I'm genuinely gonna look into that. That sounds really fun.
You'll go down a rabbit hole of rappers singing things they shouldn't sing.
Because there's loads of TV shows as well where you see where they bring back people and they're like hologrammed versions of their previous self and they've got them doing like a comedy monologue and they're not there.
Bruce Willis? He is
alive, but not in the Ghost.
But he is in a film now that he's not in. He sold the rights to his face and he's deep faked on another actor's face.
Is that what deep fake means?
Yeah.
Because you said it earlier on and I was all, I had no idea what you're talking about.
So it's when you can superimpose someone's face onto someone else's face. So he's in a new film now. He sold the rights to his face to be in this new movie. And he's in the whole film. But it's just his face.
So do they use his expressions from previous movies or do they use just like AI technology to like tinker with his expressions?
It's just this AI crack. So they'll get someone that looks kind of like him. And then they'll superimpose the face on him, and it's Bruce Willis, and he's like 30 in the movie.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so
that's
what's going to happen now. Like, actors can live forever now that sell their face.
So technically, I could still play like a 12-year-old.
If you wanted to do that, yeah, get into that kind of character, yeah.
That's fucking mad. I don't like this world.
It's a scary place.
Yeah,
it's getting frightening. Imagine selling your face. Do you know what I mean?
I would sell my fucking toes, all right?
If the money was right.
Yeah.
Sell a bottle of farts.
Even if it doesn't even... But like, what's the most mad thing that they're going to do? Like, that's as much as my brain can comprehend. But like, how far is this all going to go?
They say that come like 2050, we'll be able to upload ourselves online, so then like people will just live forever. Like that's what's going to happen with AI. People will just be able to upload onto the internet, and then their consciousness will just be there.
Do you ever watch Black Mirror? Because there's a new series of that coming out soon. But that's all shit like that. That's
all coming true. Like even the crack with that episode where it's like you have to have a certain amount of like likes and shit to go places and all. Yeah. That is society now. Like.
And then, well, I know that is. And then there was the one with. Is Donald Gleason or is it Brendan Gleason? Which one's the son?
Donald.
And he had died and his fiancée like did that and like uploaded him, got all of his information from online and created like a hologram version of him that just stayed in the house all the time.
Frightening.
But then there was that one that I think would be brilliant where people were able to go like and rewind 10 seconds and be all, see, you did say that.
They already have those like Ray-Ban glasses where you can like just like, and you record stuff. You just go like that there and then you record.
Every marriage needs those.
Oh, I don't want to relive certain days.
No, I do. I didn't
say that. You want to bet?
That's exactly.
Hold on a minute.
That was like, what do you call the gambling people? You want to bet? That would be me. Yeah, I'd be like,
that would be disastrous.
Did you not know? There you go.
23rd of March, 2012. Go back.
Yeah,
to that. Yeah.
That would be unreal. Like that. No, that would end a lot of marriages.
I think so.
But at least we'd all be being honest with each other.
Because you'd be coming in from an hour. It's like, what did you do last night? Let me give them glasses. You'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was out with the guys, babe.
Yeah.
Come on.
So is that your Bruce Willis?
Yeah. So with the guys.
Right, before we finish up, is there anything you would like to plug? Upcoming stuff, your social media stuff?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and TikTok, Eric.Roberts. I always forget my own Instagram handle.
Why is it so convoluted?
I don't.
Was there loads of Eric Roberts?
I don't know. It used to be Eric Roberts 44. But then that was just the name they gave me. So I kept that on TikTok and I changed it on Instagram.
I wonder who Eric Roberts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
who are
14.
those people? Like,
who are those
do you know
guys?
What I mean? Why do they need that name?
Yeah.
But yes, Eric Roberts on everything. And I don't really have anything to plug necessarily. Just these shows.
Well, you're obviously have a few things that come out that you can't really talk about. But there's a BBC comedy show coming out. There's nothing where you're crying.
There is, yeah. Actually, I'm really excited for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see you cry. Because you're such a happy guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm delighted somebody broke you down.
Kick me on his down.
Thank you very much for coming on today. It's been a real pleasure. And we will see you on the TV very soon.
Hopefully, bawl and crying.